Hello guys and welcome to my Dead and Dying Mall series. In today's video episode, I'm going to take you guys to Subang Parade. This mall, when it first launched in the late 80s, if not mistaken, it was declared as one of the longest malls in Southeast Asia. Back then, it created so much hype that almost everybody, locally or foreigner, will come here just to patron or take a look at this mall. The demographic for Subang Jaya mostly consists of middle-income families, so there's lots of executive and middle management type of crowd you are getting here. Right now, I'm here during the lunchtime. It's almost 1 p.m. now. As you can see, the F&B are doing relatively decent. They have a decent foot traffic on the weekdays during the lunchtime. Sometimes during the weekend, they do have some events here, so the crowd may vary. Accessibility to Subang Parade Mall is quite decent. In fact, it's just next to the Federal Highway. And today, this mall also have good connectivity to the public transportation. There are KTM, LRT station directly connected to this mall. This side used to have a very decent IT retailers, but looks like now is on the downhill. They should consider repurpose this entire area to something else. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do write in the comments down below, what do you think they should do to revive this IT section, or maybe consider repurpose it for other things. So guys, if you like this video, smash the like button and do share this Subang Parade Mall video to your friends and families, especially the older generation, as they may have nostalgia just by looking at this video. It brings lots of memories. Also consider subscribing to my channel, as I love to have you as a subscriber. At the lower ground floor, there is about 80% retail occupancy, so it's not that bad. Many of the F&B, the grocers are doing relatively well. However, as you go up to the ground floor and towards the upper floor, there will be less and less retailers who are operating. On the ground floor, visually, there is approximately 60% of the retail outlets still operating. During the late 80s, this mall design was one of the very unique and modern, because back then, you rarely see any mall that have double volume, not to mention this has almost quadruple volume floors. So in a way, it's kind of unique back then. That's the reason why mall dwellers like myself during the younger days love this mall very much. I remember during my teenage years, me and my friends loved to hang out in this mall pretty much from morning to night, on the weekends or during public holidays, maybe because we got nothing much else to do. But trust me, I can tell you, those days there's no such thing as lepak culture. It is one of those things that we do as teenagers. So this section of the mall is completely void of any foot traffic. Many of the retailers left, except for some skincare retailers. This section here used to be a Starbucks. They were a tenant here for very long time, even surviving after the lockdown. However, because due to the recent boycott, they decided it's too much for them, time to go. On this level, which they call the F level, I have no idea why they call it the F level, but it sounds very vulgar. They have the Mr. DIY Original Classic store. As you can see, the situation on the F floor is much worse. Seriously, back then, I don't remember how I spent so many hours here. But when in those days, in the late 80s, this is considered one of the biggest mall. But in today's standard, this would consider an average size mall. Actually, Subang Parade has a very strange split flooring concept. The left and right side floors are not level. It's like in between. Back then, this concept was kind of cool, but nowadays, not so much. However, I still enjoy the full ceiling height Subang Parade Mall offers. It feels very airy and is very brightly lit. But overall, I think this mall still have some life to go, because surrounded by this mall, there are a couple of condominiums which are up and coming. One of them, which is directly next to it, is a Pinnacle. But for that, maybe they could garner at least 20% of additional foot traffic to patron this mall. Personally, I hope that is the case, because it's kind of sad to see another iconic mall on the decline. For those who are Subang Jaya residents, tell me, how often do you come to Subang Parade? Or you totally forgot that this mall existed altogether? And for those non-Subang Jaya residents, tell me, when was the last time you ever stepped foot to Subang Parade? Write in the comments down below and let's have a discussion. On this level, which is the highest floor, as you can see in the video, 80% of the retail outlets are gone. Lucky enough, Subang Parade still have 3 anchor retailers. One is the GSC Cinema, Parkson, and also the Village Grocer. If any one of these 3 anchor retailers decides to pack the bags and leave, then that will be a big problem for Subang Parade. Because this mall was built in the late 80s, back then they don't have a central management. This this mall is also a stratified mall, meaning each individual retail outlets are owned by individual owners. So more or less, the owners can rent or lease out their retail lots to anyone that they please. Because of that, they will get a very weird mixture of retail tenants. But back in those days, it's not much of an issue. You get quite a diverse type of retailers. But in today's modern concept, many mall dwellers prefer a higher but better brand retailers. So basically, it depends on who you're asking. For me, I think the management will need to put a more active role in securing the lease and tenant for all the retail outlets. The major competition that Subang Parade have is the Sunway Pyramid. That is one of the mammoth mall in the Subang Jaya region. It's very hard to beat that mall because due to three factors. Sunway Pyramid organically pull crowds from three main industry. One of them will be the education. They have lots of colleges, universities surrounding Sunway Pyramid. So most of the students who are staying there, including some of the parents who are probably staying with them, they will likely patron Sunway Pyramid. And not to mention the medical industry. The entire Sunway Medical Center is just behind Sunway Pyramid, and that also brings a lot of foot traffic. And not to mention they have the Sunway Lagoon, which bring in a lot of tourists, plus all the hotels that are surrounding Sunway Pyramid. Many of the tourists, foot traffic will likely stay there since that will be the main magnet of attraction. Next to Subang Parade, there is another smaller mall which is called the Empire. That mall, although the size is much smaller compared to this one, however they are more successful in terms of the foot traffic. Maybe because they are much more modern, and also they have a better retail outlet and shopping experience. Furthermore, there is also hotel which is right on top of the mall, and also they have lots of offices. Here's a question. Tell me in the comments down below if you think Subang Parade will last for the next decade. Personally, I think Subang Parade has a chance. So that's all for the Subang Parade Mall Tour. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and smash the like button if you do. Don't forget to share this video to your friends and families, and consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoy this sort of video content. My name is Chester Cheng, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Cheers guys!